So when you're learning new skills, is there like a skill book, or is it just people make stuff up and you kind of just copy them, or do you like
way less organized than gymnastics?
It's like you make up your own skills, or how do you know what to learn next?
So there's a foundation basically. There's basic power moves. So I'd say like basic power moves would be like backspins, windmills, flares, swipes. There's different categories. So kind of like how you have vault and bars and floor and all that stuff. We have top rocks, go down, footwork, freezes, and power moves.
I know freezes. Same.
And then you just kind of learn the basics of each. And there's like a certain foundation. It's not too specific. There's like a certain foundation with each. And then from there, we're encouraged to create our own moves based on, or to build from that foundation. Gotcha. And that is why I think a lot of people still don't consider it a sport. Because
it's very artistic.
Yeah, you kind of make it your own, but everyone has a different mentality, so.
How did you get Logistx? It's funny because I thought it was Logistx.
Well, are you serious? That's so funny.
Guys, again, I really think outside the box here. Anywho, so how did you get Logistx? And does every breakdancer have a name?
Yeah, so every b-boy and b-girl has their own name, kind of like a stage name. Some people use their own name, but some like to make nicknames. And mine, Logistx, I got that when I was like 7 years old from my dad. Because whenever I did anything, I always need like a plan when I go into
That's JaNay.
That's so me.
just so like logical and just, yeah. So I'm definitely trying to balance that out with like the other like less planned. Yeah, when I first got that name, my dad felt like I was just too organized all the time and needed a plan. And
That's JaNay.
that's how I
My
got it.
goodness.
Oh, and it sounds like, I mean, it's kind of spelled like Logan with the first.
Logistx. We need names.
Oh,
I'll be Peng-Sticks.
oh gosh.
Big girl Peng-Sticks.
Hangers.
No, I need something like if I'm gonna go to with a Z. With a Z.
Here we go.
What are you?
I don't know.
JaNay.
Honestly.
JaNay's cute.
You'll just be like, oh, she's going.
Oh, that's like my mentor. Her name's Valor, but her big girl name is Valpal. It's not, but I remember her saying that when she first got it, like, it's kind of like to psych the other person out so that they think it's not intimidating, so when she goes to battle them.
Actually, that's crazy because that's what I was thinking, so.
So I want you to walk us through the breaking world. Like, how does it work?
Oh.
You kind of went over the battles a little bit. Kind of just a general, like,
For people that don't
know, or like
me.
Okay, so breaking is actually one of the 4 elements of hip hop. And the 4 elements are DJing, MC, graffiti, and breaking.
I did not know
that's
that
so
there were 4 elements.
cool. I didn't know hip hop like included DJing, graffiti.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Dance?
DJing, MCing,
MCing.
graffiti, and breaking. There's actually more now. I think they include like fashion and some, I don't know, other things, but those are the 4 fundamental elements of hip hop, and breaking is one of them. I was born in the 70s in the Bronx, New York, from African Americans and Latinos. And it was like mainly males. It was in a block party. And then people just like started like dancing, you know, like at a party, normal dancing. And then there was this section in the music called the break. And it was mainly consisted of drum beats. And then some dancers just started like dancing more like closer to the ground, like doing like crazy stuff.
So interesting.
No one knows who the first person to do it, but they just started calling it like, oh, those are the break boys, and those are the Bronx boys. And it turned into breaking, and then when it came to mainstream media, they called it break dancing. Yeah, and so that's like a short history. One of the main things we do in the scene is battle, and so you could go to a jam and enter a battle. You could do 1v1s, 2v2s. Sometimes they have like full-on crews, like 10 versus 10s.
Whoa.
It depends. Like you could literally do whatever you want. That's the battle, and the other part is the cipher. And those are like circles of people, kind of like when you were saying when everyone circled around me at the gym. It's like that, but everyone who's standing is also wants to get in the circle and dance. So you just take turns in the middle of the circle, and that's just like very spontaneous. It's like if you're feeling it, you're feeling it. If you're not, you could go to the other cipher. And that one's more organic. That's a huge part. I'd say music is a very huge part. A lot of it came from like funk music, so like James Brown. Now they're mixing a lot of hip hop and like the jazzy hip hop, kind of like Tribe Called Quest, like that kind of stuff. But the range is definitely more like funk, soul, and some African beats, and also hip hop music.
What is your biggest dream in breakdancing? Because like in gymnastics we have like the Olympics. And I feel like in breakdancing it's so artistic and like creative that I'm curious as to if like there's one big like goal that you guys are reaching for, or is it more of like a personal thing?
Oh, it's definitely a personal thing. Everyone has a different goal. So some people come into breaking when they're like 30 years old and they just want to do it for fun and want to do it for exercise. Versus there's kids my age who come into it at like 15 years old or 16 years old and they want to go to the Olympics in Paris 2024. And then some have been doing it for a while and they're here to like educate and spread their knowledge and experience. So it really depends on the person. But for me, I mean, my goal is always changing as I'm growing. But one of them has always been to compete at the Rebel BC One World Final. And I did that last year and I did really bad.
You need redemption.
No, I really do. I want to go back this year because I did it last year. And the thing is, the expectations were so high for me because I beat the prior bgirl champion. And so everyone was like, oh, Logistx going to win, Logistx going to win. And then I went there and it was, we started in the top 16. And I lost in the first battle, and I was so like, oh, it was one of those like life-changing moments for me because that was just a dream of mine since I was like 9 years old. And I've always wanted to go and I wanted to win so bad. But I learned that like it's not about winning. It's not about like, for me personally, that the process means more to me than the destination. And that failure isn't really that bad. I was very devastated after that experience, but after a lot of like reflecting and like talking with like friends, I learned a lot. So I'm actually really grateful that I didn't win, but I want to go back and like smoke some people.
Smoke some people.
Like in battling, they get like, it's like...
Yeah.
Hey Peng and JaNay, it's Anna. Just want to say how proud I am of you guys for creating this platform for athletes to come together and to share their stories. HonestLee show is really, really cool to see different athletes, especially Logan. I've been a huge follower of you for a couple of years now, and it's been really cool to see your creativity shine through your work. And I just wanted to ask, what inspires you to dance?
What inspires me? Whoa. Okay. So... I feel like inspiration can be pulled from like many different things. A lot of the time I'm inspired by other artists in and outside of dance. So within dance, they're obviously like my favorites. There's this dude named Cloud. Daniel Cloud Campos. He started off in the battle scene as b-boy, but now he does like he directs a lot of music videos.
Oh, cool.
And he also does music. So I'm very inspired by artists that don't limit themselves to just one craft.
That's cool.
And this is gonna sound a little weird, but I love like philosophy and psychology.
That's cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
Like Alan Watts is the dude. He is a British philosopher who brought Eastern philosophy into like Western side, and he talks a lot about like Buddhism and things like that, but I take a lot of inspiration from that because I think like if we better ourselves as a human, at least for me, I find myself, it's a little bit easier to do stuff like in dance if I can like better myself as a human first and then translate that stuff within my art or whatever I'm doing. Then, that's it.
I can't stop smiling.
I know.
She's so white, so cute, and just so inspirational.
And so mature. Just
I
all the
know.
answers she's given. Like, I forget what she answered before, but I'm like, that's amazing that you know that at your age.
But it's so cool, like just everything that you're very open-minded. So that's what's amazing too, because I feel like, when you're younger, it's really scary to be open-minded.
Yeah.
Because you just, you have
Go with what you know.
yeah, like I have so much respect for dancers and breakers just because they're so open-minded. I feel like to like try the new things, to be open to like, the art of hip hop and like or like the graffiti part.
I think as an artist, to be open-minded is really important because that's how you like expand your artistry and like get new tools and learn new things and grow as an artist. So I think artists are very open-minded.
I feel in the end it would be beneficial for you guys too to be
Yeah.
open-minded.
Yeah.